You've made a video, you've created a chalkboard. Now you'd like to add a test to your course. Hi, I'm Carlton Cole. I'm the video director here at DigitalChalk. In this lesson, we'll show you how to do just that. You can also turn to page 52 in your user's guide and follow along. First, let's go back to the Manage Course tab from the primary menu at the top of the page. Now select a course to edit and click the Edit Course Elements tab. You'll see on the left an icon, Add a Test, and click on that. Let's title the test, give a quick description, add a tag, that's some key words to help search for the test, and now let's look over some of the other tabs. Weight, we can give an overall percentage of the course grade. Forward only, meaning if we click this tab, the students can only move forward in the test, meaning questions cannot be revisited after they've answered them. Max test, that puts a time limit on the test in hours, minutes, and seconds. Number of questions to include, say 5, 10, 15, or 20. Passing grade, what the passing grade percentage is. Remember, don't add the percentage sign, just the number, say 70 for 70%. Require a response. If this is checked, a student cannot skip any of the questions. All must be answered. Shuffle questions. If this is checked, the questions will be delivered in random order. Default maximum time per questions. It's also in hours, minutes, and seconds, and it puts a time limit on how long a student can ponder a question. Let's take a look at the student gradebook, and here are 3 options. Don't show any details in the student gradebook, show only questions and student responses in the gradebook, or third, show questions, student responses, and the correct answers in the gradebook. Now, after you've filled out the information, click the Save button. You can add either true, false, or multiple choice questions. I'll show you how to do both, but first, let's make a true-false quiz. Start by clicking on the Questions tab. Next, click on the Add True-False link on the left. Now let's enter the questions, additional description, and the correct response, and then click on the Save button. Let's say you want to make some of the harder questions worth more. You can do that by selecting the Override Default Settings checkbox, and then enter the points for the questions, and then hit Save. If you want to override the feedback for correct or incorrect answers, you can do that too. Click on the Feedback tab, then click on the Override Default Settings checkbox, enter the feedback for the correct answer, enter the feedback for an incorrect answer, then hit the Save button. To check your work, click on the Preview Questions tab to review what you've done. Now by clicking the Advanced Options tab, there's some additional settings you might want. Putting in tags will help in the student's search. Always Include in the Test tab allows you to make this a required question in every test. The Maximum Time tab allows you to set the time frame for the students. And the Require Response tab, as we discussed earlier, requires the students to respond to the question. That should get you started on a true-false exam. In the next part of this lesson, we'll show you how to make a multiple choice test and put that on DigitalChalk. Let's start by clicking on the Add Multiple Choice link to the left of the page. Now let's write the question. If you like more clarity in the question, you can write that in the Additional Description section. Let's choose how many answers the question will have. Decide whether or not to shuffle the answers. Click Allow Multiple Responses if you want more than one correct answer. Now let's write the answers to the question, checking the box to note the correct answer. Click the Create button and you're on your way. DigitalChalk allows for a number of special instances you may want to include in your test. So let me show some of the more interesting tabs. Course completion. You can override the course template and determine when the test is complete by clicking on this tab and then note some of the options. The test is complete as the student finished, no matter what the grade on the test is, or the student must pass this test. That means the students will have to retake the test until receiving a passing grade. In Revisit, you can determine how long the student can go back and review this element after completion. For instance, a given number of views, say 3, until the course is completed, or after some elapsed time. Remember to click on the Save button. In Notifications, you can establish whom you want to notify when the course is complete. Just enter the email accounts of the individuals you want to notify when the student completes this element, and click the Save button. Availability allows you to determine when the student should be able to take this element. Some of the options are currently available to all students, currently unavailable to all students who have not already taken it, available after the previous element is complete, available as soon as the previous element is available, or after some amount of elapsed time, like a beginning date, the student's registration date, or a student's begin date. If you use this tab, remember to click the Save button after you make your changes. In visibility, you can decide when the test is visible to the students. You can make it currently visible to all students or visible only when it's available. Lastly, hit the Activate button and publish the test. Do this by selecting the test, click on the Activate tab, and then click on the link. As you can see, you have a lot of flexibility as an instructor for making tests for courses for DigitalChalk.